caught a vibe, shooting shots, why not?
Through the fire, through the pain, I'ma give you the world. Through the pain. Who else watches Judge Mathis? Sis, like,
Your own stuff and you can't find it, man.
y'all see this blue?
Let's me pay you $60 a month. That's what you say, and you say no, B. Hey, call your brother B. Have a good day. Judging for the plaintiff, it's right here.
All right, I'm back. So a lot of people have been DMing me, asking me to give them dating advice. So we're just gonna get straight into the video. First things first with the whole dating advice. Make sure you like that person. Make sure that you think ahead. Some people only think about what's going on in that present time, but you have to think ahead. If you're dating, going out on dates, getting to know each other, ask real questions. Asking for the favorite color and all that stuff, that's cool and all, but you need to get really deep. Like, you really need to get to know that person, because I don't know about anybody else, but dating to marry is the primary goal. If you're dating somebody and you're not asking these questions, how do you think things are going to work out if you don't know them? So, number one, ask questions. Ask about their family history. If they have any diseases in their family history, if there are any family issues or legal issues, all that stuff. All that stuff needs to be put out on the table, because if that person is considering you as their marriage mate as well, all the questions that you're asking are legit, because you don't want to be stuck with somebody that's, I don't even know, that's not what they say they were, basically. Another thing with dating advice. So the first one was to get to know them. Second one is, when you're in a relationship, especially a serious relationship, people tend to get annoyed when others are in their business. But the thing is, with that, you can choose what you want people to know and what you don't want them to know. If you're on social media saying one day, oh, I'm in love with this person, then the next day I'm single, and then throwing subliminals, like quotes on Instagram, and putting your whole relationship on social media platforms, people are going to be in your business. You can't allow people in your business if you don't want them to be. You can't get mad if somebody's in your business talking about you and your boo, but you telling everybody on social media. Their friends are going to screenshot to them, and then they're going to screenshot to everybody else, and then everybody's in your business. So keep your relationship off social media. Okay, we're going to say this again. Keep your relationship off of social media. Just don't do it. I find it very common for people that constantly put their stuff on social media and allow others in their relationship, and it doesn't work out. It happens every time. That's one of the main causes of breakups, is throwing your relationship and your personal business out on social media. Rule number 3. Make sure that person is into you. Now, when I say this, I mean, ladies, if you tend to notice that your dude isn't really giving you attention or affection, but they were in the beginning, and then they stop, I think you and I know what that is. I've seen people in situations where they were with somebody for some time, and then out of nowhere, they stopped doing the things that they were doing to them or for them, like last month or last week, and then come to find out they're playing games. And it's all because some people don't know how to call it quits. They rather cheat or talk to somebody else and get caught than tell you what it really is. But you usually see those red flags in the beginning. So if you're really on your guard and making sure that that person is, then you don't have to worry about that. Somebody asked me about moving. If you don't know me, I moved from Delaware to North Carolina. I think I mentioned that in one of my other videos, but she asked me, was this the best decision I could have made? To answer that question, it's like this. At first, I was very nervous moving to North Carolina. Not because I was nervous just to be nervous of my relationship and all that. It wasn't that. It was that I'm so close to my family. Me and my family are like this. Like, we're so close. And for me to move 300 and something miles away was like, I don't know if I could do this. But when I got down here, I'm like, okay, everything is different. I've been in PA and Delaware all my life, so it's like I get like a change. You get away from some of the toxic people that were in your life, that try to keep tabs on you or try to be in your business. You know, you didn't allow them to. They still try to be in your business when they're in the same vicinity. They even still try to do that when they're on social media, but nah, sis, I see you and you're not going to be in my business because I don't air my business out. Anyway, it was scary at first, but here's the thing. As long as you are comfortable with your spouse or soon-to-be spouse or whatever, as long as you're comfortable with them and their family is welcoming, like my husband's family, they and friends, they were just so welcoming, and they just made me feel comfortable. I didn't feel like I was making the wrong decision to move down here. I love it, and I'm still with my family all the time. Matter of fact, we're gonna be with them this weekend. So when you start to get used to it, it becomes easier. But you know, moving down here wasn't hard. It was pretty smooth. So I don't know how to answer the question. Was it the best decision I could have made? But it was a good decision. It was time for me to get out of Delaware, even though at first I felt like I wasn't ready to leave. I was ready to leave. It was about that time. Now, also, another thing, which can be hard to apply at times, especially when you're really, really irritated and you may have, I don't want to say anger problems, but short patience and, okay, I'm gonna say anger problems. It can be hard not to go to sleep angry, but you can't do that. Don't go to bed irritated at your spouse or irritated at your boyfriend or girlfriend, because what happens is life is so uncertain. Whatever issue that you're having, I'm sure you'll be able to fix it. Especially if you're married to that person, you have to make sure that you two are on the same page. And even if you're not always gonna be on the same page because you're two different people. But if you and him or you and her, whatever, if this is a guy looking at this or a female, apply it to yourself as needed. But as long as you know that that person is on your team and you know that they love you, you'll be able to work through whatever problem that y'all are going through, period. Even if you don't have to be all lovey-dovey that night, you don't have to do all that, but I'm just saying, like, just apologize, acknowledge, or whatever the issue is, and then learn to move on from it and learn to work through it, because that's the only way how a relationship is going to last. Not everybody's perfect. Not every relationship is perfect. There are going to be times when you're going to be ready to fight your significant other, but you can't because they will drive you absolutely crazy. But then at the end of the day, who else would you argue with? Who else would you want to go out on dates with? Who else would you rather married? Nobody, right? So treat your spouse or treat your girlfriend or your boyfriend that way. If you feel like there's nobody else in this world that I'd rather be with but with such and such, or I can't even begin to imagine my life without such and such. Okay, cool. Act like it. Got an issue, solve it. Also, continue to do spontaneous things. Don't stop going out on dates. Don't stop doing little things that you did to get your significant other. Like, for example, if a guy is looking at this, don't stop giving your wife or your girlfriend flowers. Don't stop taking her out on dates or doing like little cute notes around the house, because you want to keep the spark alive. You want to always remember why you married that person. Why did you fall in love with her in the first place? That's very important too. And then another thing is, if you're thinking about marriage, I cannot stress this enough. If you are thinking about marrying somebody that you've been dating, they're cool and all, see how they act around their family. See how they act around your family. See how they act around theirs. If this is a woman looking at this, see how he interacts with his mom, because how he treats his mom is going to be how he treats you. See how he treats the other women in the family, because that shows you how he's going to treat you as a spouse. And then also with family, like my big thing is my family. I love my family, like I said it before. I would refuse to be with somebody that's not gonna, get along with my family, because 10 times out of 10, if you're dating somebody, and unless your family is like really obnoxious and really cannot get along with anybody, and that's different. But if somebody that you're dating is not getting along with your family for whatever reason, and your family's telling you like, listen, there's something wrong with this girl, listen, there's something wrong with this boy, take a step back and try to figure it out. Because 10 times out of 10, if somebody's doing everything right and they're being genuine and so on and so forth, they're not gonna have problems with their family. That's just the rule of thumb. Like, if you want to marry somebody, just make sure, because you don't want to be miserable, not really caring for your in-laws, and not, because my thing was this, like, if I told myself, if I were to marry somebody, they have to be cool, my little brother and sister. Like, my little brother looks at my husband as his big brother. That type of bond is what I wanted, and I wasn't one to settle for less, because that's what my siblings, that's what they sister, like, my little brother looks at my husband as his big brother. That type of bond is what I wanted, and I wasn't one to settle for less, because that's what my siblings, that's what they what was the word? I can't even think of the word. That's what they deserve. They deserve that. And I'm gonna be the type of daughter-in-law that didn't really talk to her mother-in-laws. I've seen some girls that just be so like stank, like this and that and the third. Me and my mother-in-law are always together. Matter of fact, we're gonna be together tomorrow all day. I'm always my mother-in-law. Like, it's good to have a bond with your husband or your wife's family, because I mean, think about it, y'all are family now. So why not get to know each other? If you have any issues, why not resolve those issues? Because unresolving them is not going to help. It's unnecessary stress, unnecessary drama. You don't need to deal with it at all, period. So, yeah, just with dating, just chill. Like, don't rush into it. Don't rush into anything, because what happens is some people get into it for all the wrong reasons, and then next year they're divorced because they didn't keep God in their relationship. They didn't work through their problems through prayer, or what Bible principles tell you to when dealing with certain issues in a marriage or relationship. Just really do a lot of self-evaluation, because that's another key thing. Self-evaluation. Write out a checklist. What are the things that you need to work on, and what are the things that your your potential spouse or whoever needs to work on? Make it a goal to work on at least 2 things and have those completed within a 6-month span, especially when it comes to spending money. Because once you start getting married and stuff, or when you're engaged or whatever the case may be, I keep looking up because I'm watching Judge Mathis, but if you guys are really considering getting married, sit down, write out a list. What is our budget going to be for the month? Who's taking care of rent? Are we splitting it in half? Who's taking care of the lights? Who's taking care of the groceries? Just stuff that you really need to think about, because then it helps you understand, okay, so boom, we get paid on this day and that day, we can put the money aside for rent. And then we go grocery shopping at the end of the month, or whatever the case may be. Just make sure all those are very important, because things like that, like financial things, especially when you get married, that's very important to discuss, because you're gonna have 2 different people. You're gonna have somebody that's either frugal, or you're gonna have somebody like to shop, or you're gonna have 2 people that like to shop. and spend money. And it's different when you're single, because when you're single, you don't have to really worry about nothing else but yourself. I mean, you may have little bills, but now it's going to be you and another person. So it's going to be like, even though you're not paying just you yourself for all of the bills, but now it's you and that person's bills combined. So all you gotta do is just stay on a budget. And if you are already a person like me, I was already on a budget. I wasn't quick with just spending my money. My mom just always instilled that in me, to spend your money wisely, because you may never know, you may need it, and then you don't spend it on a Louis bag. Now what? You can't turn that Louis bag into the money that you need. You can't turn it into $1,800 because you just got it yesterday. So what you gonna do? So yeah, just spend your money wisely, and then that's all you gotta do. And that's really it for my dating advice. Like, just number one, continue to date them. Make sure that they, you know, they are getting along with your family. That you guys talk about your budget spending when it comes to getting married and stuff, where you're gonna move. If you do want to move to a different state, really discuss that. Discuss the pros and cons. Like, if you live in, for example, I'll use my situation. If you live in Delaware and your significant other lives in North Carolina, okay, why can't he move to Delaware, or why can't she move to Delaware? What are the benefits of you moving from the state that you're currently in to the one that your spouse is in? All that taken into consideration, and things will move a lot smoother than a lot of people, because I don't think a lot of people think about that. Just think about the wedding. I'm moving, wedding, boom, and here you go. Arguments every day because you didn't sit down and really talk about the important things that happen when you do get married. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was long overdue. I was already asked to make it, and then people reminded me when I had my poll on Instagram. So once again, I do want to thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because I will be giving a giveaway soon, and I do not want any of y'all to miss out on it. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm sorry. For whatever reason, my camera decided it wanted to shut off. So before I got really interrupted, what I was saying was that thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's channel, and turn on that notification bell, because I will be doing a giveaway once I reach to a certain amount. I ain't telling y'all. Once I reach to a certain amount of subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway, depending on if it's a male or a female. Ladies, you might get makeup, or you might get something else. Fellas, you might get a game. I don't know, but y'all have to stay tuned for that. So also my Instagram name is going to be down below. And yeah, thank you guys for subscribing to me and supporting your girl. Besos.